Was Kamala Harris drunk on her last media interview? Let me first give you his profile since birth. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, let's talk about someone who has made history in more ways than one. Kamala Harris, the Vice President of the United States. Kamala Harris is a name we've heard a lot over the past few years, and for good reason. She's not just another politician, she's a trailblazer. Let's start at the beginning. Kamala was born on October 20th, 1964, in Oakland, California. Her parents were immigrants. Her mom, Shamala, was a scientist from India who studied breast cancer, and her dad, Donald, is an economist from Jamaica. Growing up, Kamala was surrounded by activism. Her parents were involved in the civil rights movement, so fighting for justice is practically in her DNA. She attended Howard University, a historically black college in Washington, D.C., where she majored in political science and economics. She often says Howard shaped her into the person she is today. Afterward, she went to law school at the University of California, Hastings, to kickstart her legal career. Now, here's where things get interesting. Kamala became the district attorney of San Francisco in 2004. That's a big deal because she was the first woman and the first black person to hold that position. During her time as DA, she focused on reforms, like programs to help first-time offenders turn their lives around instead of just locking them up. Her career kept climbing. In 2011, Kamala became California's Attorney General, the state's top lawyer. Again, she made history as the first woman and person of color in the role. She fought for consumers, tackled environmental issues, and stood up for people who often don't have a voice. Then, in 2017, she joined the U.S. Senate. This is where Kamala became a household name for a lot of people. Remember those intense Senate hearings where she asked the tough questions? Yeah, that was her. She worked on major issues like health care, criminal justice reform, and immigration. But her biggest moment came in 2020 when Joe Biden picked her as his running mate. And guess what? They won. On January 20th, 2021, Kamala Harris was sworn in as the 49th Vice President of the United States. She's the first woman, the first black person, and the first person of South Asian descent to hold this office. As Vice President, Kamala has taken on some pretty tough challenges. She's been working on issues like voting rights, immigration reform, and addressing the root causes of migration from Central America. She's also representing the U.S. on the global stage, building relationships with leaders around the world. On the personal side, Kamala is married to Doug Emhoff, the country's first second gentleman. The two of them have a blended family, and she's often talked about how important family is to her. Oh, and fun fact, Kamala loves to cook. She shared recipes for Indian dishes like masala dosa and her famous cornbread on social media. Kamala Harris isn't just a politician. She's a symbol of what's possible when barriers are broken. She's shown the world that leadership isn't about fitting into a mold. It's about making your own path and lifting others as you climb. So, whether you agree with her politics or not, one thing's for sure. Kamala Harris is making history, and she's doing it with grace, grit, and a lot of determination. That's all for today's video. If you found this inspiring, don't forget to like, subscribe, and drop a comment below. What do you think about Kamala's journey so far? Let me know, and I'll see you in the next one.